Hey friends, welcome to the podcast Chin Up and Rise. I'm your host Chinny, and today the set is looking rather shiny and extra beautiful because we are joined with an amazing woman, Megan Yit, also better known as Hiccupy Eyelashy Jelly. That's our Instagram tag, by the way. So Megan, right, actually currently has a very strong, loyal following base of around 35,000 followers on Instagram. And, ever since she embarked on this journey as a micro-influencer, she has gone through many rounds of rebranding herself to actually fine-tune the kind of content she actually wants to post and eventually find out what really fits and what really clicks. So on top of being a micro-influencer, she also took up freelance coding programming post-grad. Yeah, and despite the crazy amount of workload, Megan never misses any workouts and can even be doing up to 2 to 3 times of workout a day. So she's actually a very strong advocate for fitness as well. So today we are going to deep dive into the challenges and struggles that Megan has gone through and some of the systems and values that she really holds dear to heart that makes her who she is today. So without further ado, let us welcome Megan to the podcast. Hi Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan, and you make me sound so impressive.
You are. Okay, yeah. So actually what made you or how did you become a micro-influencer? What happened? What went down?
I think it's really pure luck. I think it started, I was on social media for a while, but I was doing it all as a private account, right? Then I think when I graduated from JC, I just happened to make my account public. And then that time there weren't that many fitness influencers around. So my account got a lot of traction because a lot of girls started messaging me to ask how can they get into working out too? How do they achieve a certain look, right? And then I think just the algorithm lah. So if a lot of people contacts you, it kind of boosts your account, then it just built up attraction from there.
I understand. Okay, so I mean the first time I met Megan was also through F45. Yeah, that was quite a while back. And I remember when I first joined, I was alone lah, so I was by myself, and she was actually very welcoming. So
I don't remember that at all. Okay.
Yeah, it was a 6 a.m. club.
Oh, okay. No, that I probably remember.
Because I was still working corporate at the point of time, so I was only free at 6. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, but yes, so since then until now, she has always been posting a lot on fitness, spinning, and she can be doing up to 3. I don't know how you do it.
And not anymore.
Back to back classes. Yeah, it's quite insane, leh. Okay, but back to the topic on social media, right? I mean, not all attention is good. So there are times where you also receive some bad attention, right? So how do you actually deal with it?
Okay, I think it's quite hard for me because I'm a huge people pleaser. So I always, if just one person doesn't like something about me, I find it very hard to deal with. But that really is like what they say, it just comes with practice. Then I think the less you care about, I think with time, the more I see the kind of pattern people have, right? And the more I start to treasure the values that are important to me, or the more I reconnect with people that are important to me, then I start to care less about what strangers think. Or I always have to remind myself that these people are very boliao, they're just commenting because they have nothing better to do. Yeah, then you deal with it better.
Do you vocalize your thoughts, or do you have a group of friends who are actually very supportive?
I think all my friends are quite supportive, but back in the beginning when all this started, the only person I was really super close to was my boyfriend at the time. So I didn't really have people to bounce off all these negative emotions with, right? Or people to just help reassure me. It was only one person. So it was a bit harder to deal with at the time.
Okay. And in terms of yourself, so how do you actually, what are the steps that you do to deal with it?
Steps, let me think. I don't know about, I really can't remember. About now, it doesn't bother me that much anymore.
Yeah.
Like recently I had my engagement post, right? There were just random people commenting, but then they were commenting on me being insensitive, but it was a contextual joke. So I think that's why it didn't bother me because I know there's so much to it that people don't know. But I cannot remember last time how I dealt with it. I think frankly, I didn't deal with it.
Okay.
I didn't deal well with it.
Right.
I don't think I ever learned how to deal better with it. I just suddenly realized that they were not important.
Because of a few turns of events along the way, right? Yeah, and so last time compared to now, I understand there's quite a change in the kind of things or the kind of posts that you actually post. What's the main difference?
Okay, last time I would post stuff that I know people wanted to see because I was getting attraction, right?
Correct,
so
yeah.
it kind of validated me. So I kept like posting that kind of content. But now it's more like maybe I post like 4 times a year. And then it's only when there's something I really want to post or whether I have time to not think of something to post. If there's something I want to post and I happen to have time, then I'll post it. But I run my social media now more like a private account than like an influencer account, if that makes sense.
Understand. So, in between, right, was there a major event that caused you to change the direction that you wanted to take?
I don't think there was like one event, but I think it was just a combination of different things happening, right? Like I was going through a rough patch with my boyfriend. I kind of went into maybe depression, maybe not, I don't know, because I was never diagnosed, right?
Yeah.
Then I but like I lost contact with a lot of my friends. I wasn't doing that well in the routine stuff every day, so I wasn't really like going to school even though I had to go to school. I was kind of in a rut and I really had to pull myself out of it. So coming out of it, I think I went through a lot of changes mentally. I realized a lot of things that I didn't really realize before. So that was a big change for me. But it wasn't like one thing that caused it.
So what were the things that you realized?
Okay, where to start?
Yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable with sharing.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with sharing, but I'm just thinking like, where do we even begin?
Okay, so maybe you can walk us through the whole timeline, right? So initially you were quite into the whole social media scene, right?
Okay,
I mean, when you first
social
started
media,
yeah, correct.
I was like recognized for being like a fitness influencer, right? So I kept keeping that up because that was the expectation people had of me already.
Yeah.
But I didn't really enjoy doing it.
Meaning
I like the results of it.
Yeah,
not
but
the
you didn't like the
process of it.
fitness, the exercising aspect of it, right?
I mean, I realize now like, in hindsight that I enjoy working out when I meet friends to work out. But last time I was doing it alone, like I own self go gym and that one, right? So it was not that enjoyable. But I did it because I wanted the end result. Now it's the opposite. So now like I don't care about the result. I just enjoy the process. So that's different. But yeah, because that happened last time. Then my boyfriend also like he cheated on me in a bunch of different ways. So that really like I think it shook me quite a bit because I never really thought them. Okay, I wasn't really one to self-reflect last time a lot. But because of all that happening, I really had to sit down and ask myself like, is this relationship really what I want? What did I do to contribute to this situation? Is it worth putting all that emotional capacity into fixing it? And that was the first time I think in my life, right, that I really tried to reflect and solve something. And then I think along with that, I also started to look at all the things that I was doing because suddenly that happened, right, and it shook me so much. Suddenly everything else in my life just seemed very unimportant also. Then I had to figure out what was important enough to me that I still wanted to keep at.
Yeah, I mean, so the reason why your world was shaken so much was because at the point of time, your boyfriend was your only source of comfort.
Oh yeah, so I'm the
right?
kind of girl that when I get into a relationship, right, I'm like
in the zone.
Like I have blinders on to everything else.
Yeah.
He was everything to me. So that's why I lost contact with a lot of my friends.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, so when that happened, I think and that was like about 2 years into a very intense relationship.
Yeah.
So
where like
really
the whole 2 years was just a honeymoon period, right?
Yeah. At least to me I thought it was yeah.
I think to a lot of girls also quite similar. I mean, I was also like that.
Yeah, now not so much but yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, of course, when that happened, that's why you felt that all the things that I actually believe in, and all the things that I strongly hold or like I hold very dear to, is wrong.
And that's why it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So it had me questioning a lot. Suddenly my routine was so disrupted. I didn't realize like where in life was I anymore. Like I didn't everything I know I thought maybe I had to re-question everything that I know again.
Yeah. So what do you do because of that? Especially in terms of at the point of time you were still a student. And I mean, your other main thing was the Instagram, right? Yeah. So actually, what do you do to your profile at that point of time?
I don't think I changed anything because I didn't realize what I was going through. So there was a whole adjustment period of, I would say, like 4 years.
Oh.
That's not really an adjustment period, that's a whole phase already. But I was really hurt. And I didn't have energy to channel to anything else except for fixing my relationship.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it did get fixed in the end, but it was a long process to get there. And because of that, I didn't have energy to put anywhere else. So I didn't spend the time to go and think about like what I wanted with my career, what was I doing with my studies, or what did I want with my friendships or my social networks, right? And when it came to like social media, for example, because I was so depressed, okay, I use this term lightly because I don't know. I was so down, right? I fell off the bandwagon with like all my diet, my working out, everything. So I started putting on quite a bit of weight. Okay, quite a bit subjective, but I put on a bit of weight. Then it really hit me quite hard because that was my social media image. Then I kept, to keep up the traction that I got so addicted to, I kept reposting like my old stuff over and over, which then took a bigger hit on my body image issues also. Yeah.
And the reason for that is because whenever you post all these old photos, right, you keep reminding yourself of how you were back then and how you're not now.
I think it was like I couldn't let go of that. I found I didn't know how to let go of it because I wasn't so sure about who I was anymore or what I mean, that's all I knew at the time.
Yeah, I mean, that was your identity, right? Yeah, so in a sense, it's like an identity crisis, in a sense.
A bit, I think.
Yeah, so when do you realize that, okay, this is too much?
4 years later.
4 years later, so that went on for 4 years.
No, yeah, it went on for a very, very long time. I think until 2018, I think. Okay, so I was in a rut. I didn't really have the motivation to do anything, right? I met a friend who kind of broke that, what do you call it?
Momentum.
Was it even a momentum? It was like nothing.
The negative,
she broke the
downward spiral.
Okay, yes. Yeah, she broke the downward spiral by forcing me to go out, meet other people there, right?
Yeah.
And then it was that friendship that kind of took me out of my hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I got into I'm a person that is really good at fixing relationships. Because all my reflection last time, right, it came out from me fixing my relationship with my boyfriend, right? So I didn't realize it applied to friendships also. So we went through a patch, and me trying to fix that friendship, right, or like work through that friendship, it made me realize that I could fix my life if I wanted to. So it wasn't the cause of it, but it was a push factor for me to finally like open up my eyes and realize that if I keep doing things the way that I'm doing, nothing's going to change. And I was not happy with where I was.
Okay.
So after that, I know the biggest thing that was causing a lot of issues for me mentally was social media. So after that, I took like a half year, almost 8 months, I think, hiatus from Instagram. I didn't delete the account, I just deactivated it.
Okay. Actually, in fact, I feel that a lot of us have, yes, social media can be good and bad, depending on how you use it. But I feel that a lot of us these days, the younger ones, are actually addicted to social media. Actually, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't think it's just the young ones though.
I mean, yes, lah.
I mean, you see people like how much time they spend on TikTok, right? That's why I refuse to download TikTok.
That's true. Sometimes I can scroll maybe 1 hour before I sleep.
No,
and
I
the
know
time just flies.
Yeah, exactly. I know friends who like lie in their bed at night, right? And they are very regular sleepers. But ever since they started having TikTok, they spend hours scrolling like that. And then before they know, it's like 5 a.m. already.
Oh my, 5 a.m. That might be extreme lah. Yeah, correct. Okay, but because of this thing, right? I was listening to what you were sharing just now. Because of social media and then having to upkeep this image that people have of you, can also cause you to be in a very negative space, especially when you are going through changes in your life and that's not you anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm quite different now.
Yeah. So I think what I would love, or like what the listeners would like to hear from you, is if they are actually in the same situation as you were last time, what can they actually do to help themselves out of it?
Delete your social media. Okay, not the extreme, okay, but no, it really does help if you take regular hiatuses, or like you don't have to deactivate your account even, but I think it helps if you make it a point to turn off notifications for one.
Okay.
When you, let's say if you're going through things that you know require more focus, right, and you don't really want to spend that energy on your social media, turn off your notifications. Then you're not responding immediately to everything. Okay, this is, a lot of people, because we follow a lot of people, right? But then people paiseh to unfollow, right?
Yeah.
So if you are not interested in that kind of content anymore, it's okay, because everybody changes through their life, right? Then just mute the content.
Okay.
I think it really affects how you perceive your life, yourself, what's important by looking at what's on your feed every day. So I make it a point, like when after my hiatus, when I came back, I made it a point to mute all the accounts that I like, the content I was not interested in anymore. Then I found that my own content or my priority started shifting towards
the things that you like, the things that
it was more like more grounded content.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's the good part of the updates of the app, the algorithm thing. It helps you with your detoxing. Just like how diets, you also need to detox, right? I think on social media, you also need to fast and detox. Okay, can. Yeah, I think that's quite useful. And also, okay, next question. So, what kind of endorsement do you actually take? And like, what are the criteria that you actually have before you take something up?
I don't think I've taken up any collab, any sponsorship, any paid ads in a few years already, actually. Like the ones that the people I'm still working with are those that I've been working with since like 5 years ago, that kind. Or if it's a friend who asks me for a favor and it happens to be in line with like what I really will use on a daily basis, right? Then I'll take it up. Okay. But otherwise, it's all like it's like a free basis. I don't really charge for it. I don't want to make it a habit for me to start looking forward to accepting paid stuff.
Yeah, sounds like the account that you have right now is really very private, and it's
not
basically
private, but it's very personal.
Yeah, it's very personal, and it's basically just you. Like things that you like, things that you love. It's very genuine. It's very sincere. That's what I feel lah, and that's what I get also when I've been following you for a few years now, right? Okay, then touching a little bit on the fitness, right? Ever since I was from F45, I see a lot of girls always DMing you and always asking you for tips and tricks on how to get a figure like you, how to be motivated to exercise, or some of the diets that they should actually take. Do you have any advice for people who actually want to start out but afraid of doing it?
I think the thing, nowadays not so many girls DM me because my account not very, it's not gaining traction anymore. But from like past experience, right, I think a lot of them always think that there's like a lot of rules to getting where they want to get to. Okay, if the goal really is like, for example, to lose weight, right, then it's not that complicated. You really just cut your calories, work and burn more calories, right? It's very simple, but people don't trust the process. Then because they don't see results immediately, or like if their weight fluctuates a bit, then they start to lose their trust in the process. But actually, if you keep to something long enough, right, and you know that what you're doing is different, right, then just trust that the results will show eventually. It's really, I don't know, every time I think like people come to me, they already kind of know it. They just want the reassurance that, just keep doing that, you're going to get there. Yeah.
Okay, so for example, in the past, right, you mentioned that you actually didn't like exercising, but you only did it for the sake of doing it because your account was gaining traction, right? Versus now, you actually truly love doing what you're doing. Right. So what's the shift in mindset that people should have? Or like what's the mindset that people should adopt when they actually start to work out?
Okay, I don't think they need to purposely go and make it a point to adopt the mindset, right? Because I think it just happens naturally. Like really. When I have friends, right, who always start off with like, okay, I just want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Then obviously you will find something like losing weight is not an overnight thing, right? You cannot lose it in the course of like 2 months. Usually it takes longer than that, right?
Yeah, but that's what we all want.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen that fast unless you go on something very crazy. But it's probably not gonna be sustainable.
True. It's like cutting carbs, right?
You cannot live without carbs.
It's true.
Unless
I
you
need
really
my
don't
rice.
like carbs, then that's different. But I love carbs. I need a lot of carbs. Okay, but anyway, so if it's not going to happen that fast and it's going to take a longer process than that, usually you will have to find a routine that is sustainable. So you only find a routine that you enjoy genuinely, right? And then when you start getting into it, I realize most of my friends, they start to enjoy the routine more than the original goal that they were trying to get to. So I don't like that tip, right, would be that you need to find something sustainable. Because if you enjoy doing it, it's not going to, you can keep doing it. But if it's not sustainable, you'll probably give up after a few weeks.
And
your goal won't be sustained also.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, then you go back to eating again.
Yeah. I say, not that eating is wrong.
I mean, binge eating or whatever.
You just go back to what was natural to you. So you need to find a routine that's sustainable so it becomes natural to you and it doesn't feel like a chore to do it.
Right. Okay. I think on top of that, for myself, when I have a goal to meet, right, I think having an accountable, having a buddy to keep me accountable is very, very useful. Like when I want to go and work out, I have this friend to work out together with me or to go and run with me. I'm more inclined to just to actually really do it than to just, okay, maybe today I'll take a break. Tomorrow then I do it. Okay, but by tomorrow never come,
Because you own self do, right?
Yeah, because correct. Because I'm only accountable to myself, Yeah, so that's the difference, lah. Yeah, that's why also I see all my friends and I see like the rising popularity in classes like F45, BFT.
No, like group classes.
Yeah, group classes. Yeah, and I do see that people actually do enjoy working out together in a community. So I would think that having a community would really help you a lot better, right?
For me, it does. I think for us, it does because we're a bit more like social people. But some people really do prefer working out alone.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Very few people I know, but some of them prefer working out alone.
Okay, but those people are already there. Like they're already disciplined enough to they want to reach this goal,
Yeah.
But if let's say you are starting out, right? You don't know where to start, then I would think that involving yourself in a community, maybe just for a short 1 month or something, that will actually help you kickstart that habit of wanting to work out, like kickstart your engine. Yeah, so that it will eventually become more sustainable. Then you slowly shape it to the kind of workout and exercise that you want to do. Agree?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. And then yes, another thing is that I realized that your schedule is always very, very packed.
Yeah.
It's like back to back, right? Yeah. So how do you actually manage your time efficiently?
I think I'm very anal when it comes to planning.
What do you mean?
Like the week before the next week, right? I cannot plan actually I do plan very far ahead. Like right now in my calendar, I have stuff for next year June already.
Next year June, okay. Annual review.
Okay. No, but I plan to the most intricate details. Let's say today I'm coming here, right?
Yeah.
I had to schedule what time to book I had to write down in my calendar what time to book my Grab.
Yeah.
What time before that to collect my lunch.
Oh my god, serious? Down to the minute and hours.
And then if I'm meeting a friend and I know that they ordered something for me that I need to pass to them, right? I'll put down there, please pack this one the night before. So like I don't trust myself, so I rely on a planner.
Okay.
So I do spend quite a bit of time planning, but when the day comes, I just follow through.
Okay, and I think that's very true. So because before this filming, right, she actually texted me, Chin, how long will this podcast last? Then she'll ask me what time it ends, what time it starts.
Have to plan.
It's true. Okay. Then on your planning, right, is it do you journal them down or it's like a particular app that you use?
Oh no, laptop, there's a notepad function. The one that comes installed with the laptop.
Okay, so you just use that lah. Okay. And then you usually plan, do you actually give yourself maybe 10-20 minutes in the morning or at night before you sleep to plan the day before?
I do.
Right.
So I actually have a section of my notes, right, that is planned for tomorrow. And then there are like stuff that I need to check off a checklist to make sure like, okay, tomorrow's workout is settled, tomorrow's work is settled, tomorrow's, if I need to clear anything for my friends on like social media, like sponsorships, is settled. If I'm meeting anyone, am I meeting anyone? I make it a point every day now to meet someone so that I don't go back into like wallowing in my own hole.
Understand.
Yeah, I have like a list of stuff that I check every day.
Okay. And touching on that point, right? So, what made you think that, okay, why is it important for you to make sure that you meet one person every day?
Yeah, because it goes back to my boyfriend. So I said I was so invested in him, right?
Yeah.
Then that when he did all those things to me, it really shook me to the core. And then I'm such an intense planner. I like planning for everything possible that can happen.
Very
I don't like
routine person.
uncertainty. Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually don't like uncertainty, but I've learned to embrace that. Like I cannot control everything. But the one thing that I do try to control now is I don't put 100% of I don't put 100% of my emotional reliance on one person. So after that I started to reconnect with a lot of my old friends. So I don't post a lot of them on my social media now, but I do really meet a lot of my close friends regularly. Yeah, so at least I feel like I'm more stable now than last time.
Yeah, more balanced lah. Okay, do you think that is important for the girls out there to hear? Not just girls, can be guys
I
also.
think like a honeymoon period, where you're so invested in one person, right? I think that's completely understandable. But yeah, I think as time goes on, right, it feels a bit scary to me to have to bank everything on one person, especially if it's emotional, or especially if you're the kind of person that if you are emotionally hurt, your whole life goes very disrupted after that, right? Yeah, I think it's better to make sure, even if you don't want to, make it a point to, reach out to friends.
To be honest, I do feel strongly for that as well, because I do know that a lot of my friends are both genders. The moment they get into a relationship, they will stop hanging out as often with their friends. And they will just start to drift. And I think that is not, as in personally, I feel very sad lah, because then I will lose a friend here and there, right? So I always do find that having your own circle of friends still, while having your girlfriend, boyfriend there for you, is a very healthy relationship. I mean, it's even better if you can maybe integrate both of them.
Yeah.
And then you can spend time with both, killing two birds with one stone. Yeah. Okay, and then knowing that you're such an intense planner, right? How would you feel when things doesn't get done the way that they should be?
No, I just plan ahead. I just carry forward the plan and do it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So, okay lah, then you won't be faced lah.
Because unless I don't see what situation can there be where something just can never get done?
If you don't do it lah.
Yeah, you can control that, what?
True. Okay. One very important question. So how do you actually de-stress from your day-to-day? Workout.
No, really, because my workout now, like I said, I'm huge on meeting friends I'm a very social person. I work out when I have friends there. Unlikely, usually I go alone when I don't have friends one. So, but okay, because through workout I meet a lot of people, so usually there's always a friend, right? The workout is usually the de-stress time.
Okay, I mean, to put it in other words, for those people who don't work out, basically just meet your friends. If you're a sociable person.
It just happens that the activity instead of eating is working out.
And whenever you're feeling negative, right, for example, I mean, other than working out, do you have any other way to deal with these emotions?
To be fair, I feel like
You're always positive.
no, I feel like my life has been quite good the last few years. Maybe because I have such a stable support system of friends around me, right? I haven't really felt so bad that I've even needed to go and work out to get it off my chest,
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. Okay, and any last piece of advice for people out there who might be facing the same situation as you, or might be facing the same situation as you last time?
Last time meaning which time?
That 4 years,
Wow.
to help them get out of it. Yeah.
I know what to say. The thing that finally got me out of it was realizing that I hated the situation I was in. I didn't want it to continue. And the only way it would stop is if I do something different. Yeah, I think that alone can reframe your mind already.
Okay.
Whatever you do from there is up to you lah.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today, Megan. Before you go, maybe you would like to give yourself a shout out.
I would usually, but my Instagram is quite dead. But I'm only active on one social media outlet, and it's Instagram. So my username starts with an underscore and it goes
hiccupy eyelashy jelly. You'll see it somewhere here lah. Yeah, somewhere here. Okay. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in to Chin Up and Rise. We have also collated the key pointers of today's episodes. All you can do is actually click the link down below to have access to all this. And you can also follow us on the social media handles down below for more content and update. Before you go, do remember to give us a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.